What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be testing out which iPad is best for editing photos in Lightroom in 2025. If you're new to this channel, I'm John Bodie. I'm a photographer on the Big Island of Hawaii, and I like taking portraits and editing on my iPad. And in this video, I'll be testing out the iPad Air, the iPad Mini, and the iPad Pro 11 and 12 inch, and see which one you should get if you want to start editing photos on your iPad. But let's just get into it. I'll start off with this newest one, then we'll kind of work our way down, okay? All right, so this is the iPad Pro, brand new one, the spanky fresh one, the super one that's super thin. You see that? Damn, fool, you could sharpen that and throw it at somebody and it'd be a deadly weapon, for sure. I like the way this one feels in my hands, like I'm not gonna lie, like I like the slimness of it. But yeah, let's edit some photos on it and just see how it does. Something to think about too, if you have an Apple Pencil and you get the new iPads, you have to get the new Apple Pencil, which is kind of bullcrap, honestly, in my opinion. We're gonna be editing some photos, some of my older photos, and we're gonna be using my preset pack. If you wanna get that preset pack and support the channel, the link will be in the description. It's kind of like a beginner's Lightroom preset pack. It's got like 4 of my favorite presets. Bangers, make your photos super crisp. Let's just start out with this photo right here. All right, so here's my first photo. This is my friend Kira, super chill photo. But first, let's just throw in one of my presets and see what happens, all right? Beginner Lightroom presets. Let's use Lucid Dreams. Bam, it's done. We ain't even gotta edit this bad boy. No, I'm just playing, we'll go through it. So let's just start from scratch. So I got like, here's the presets here. I got Voyager, which is kind of like a muted kind of travel vibe, you know? Lucid Dreams, just kind of like punchy and like contrasty. Lux, which again is like contrasty and punchy. Noir, which is like kind of a crisp black and white. And November Rain, which is kind of like a film emulation, like good for like faces and stuff. But remember, like when you're applying these presets, remember it's just a base correction. So you put it on there and then you mess with it. It's not supposed to be like a one and done thing. It's like you put on the base layer and you kind of manipulate it from that. So let's start with Lucid Dreams. I mean, it's already pretty good, honestly. What I do here, I probably take off the grain actually. It's a little too grainy for me. It was kind of an overcast day. Probably lift the shadows just a little bit more. Color, I would definitely crank that vibrance a little bit. I'd probably just bring the blues out, you know, because it was such an overcast day that maybe, I don't know, maybe that'll help pop it just a little bit. Okay, cool. Her skin's looking way too orange, in my opinion. She's looking like a crazy orange woman. So let's take those oranges down just a little bit more, maybe. Well, I'm gonna take off this little ball thing right here. And what's cool in the new iPad for 2025 is they have the generative AI, which is just so cool. Like if you've ever been like had a headache like trying to remove things before, where you're just like you're clicking it and it like blurs it but doesn't fix it, and you're just like you just want to smash something. Well, the new generative AI is fire. So yeah, you can just highlight that right there. Bam, slam, dude, grand slam right there. Boom. You know, I could manipulate this a little bit more. Like if you want to get into like complex like editing, that's when you start masking things. So you can literally change the whole photo by masking. To me, it's a little too much. I don't want to mask too much. Like I like photos that are organic. Like when people mask the hell out of things and color change things, like it's more of now like digital art to me than like a photograph. But you know, you can't hate, you know, as long as you're out there doing the thing, you know, you taking photos, you're doing the thing, bro. Like, so I'm putting a little mask on here to add a little warmth, maybe like the sunlight's hitting her. Yeah, I mean that kind of pops it. Like, can you see the difference? Like that's before, it's kind of moody and whatever, looks kind of gray. Blam, okay, smash, fire. Okay, now I'm just gonna add a little vignette on it. Yeah, a little vignette. I like vignette. Boom! Look at that. Super crisp, bro. So that's like with my preset, twisted a little bit. Bam. Okay. So far, so good. Honestly, the iPad Pro, that was fire. That was fire as hell. So let's do the iPad Air. Let's do it in horizontal mode now. So horizontal mode. Let's go. Ah, yeah. See, it feels so much better with the Apple Pencil, dude. Like, it feels so much better. World of difference. Sometimes black and white photos just feel so right, especially like underwater ones. Gosh. Oh man. Okay. So I just added my preset and I'm just kind of like adjusting the exposure a little bit. Damn, that's fire. I mean, that's super fire. This one would look sick in color too though, don't get me wrong. Like this one look hella sick in color. As far as this one compared to the 11-inch, like they feel basically the same, like except that one definitely has a way nicer screen and it's probably blazing fast when it comes to exporting. But if you're like on a budget, like I think I bought this one on eBay used for like 300 bucks. So that's just like a no-brainer. Like it's awesome. Okay, so enough with the iPad Air. Let's start on this iPad mini. So here they are side by side. You can kind of see what they, like the size comparison. They're both the same thickness. So the iPad, well, actually the iPad Air seems to be like a tad bit thinner than the iPad mini. But let's edit a photo on it and just see how it feels. I kind of feel stupid because I feel like my presets are just working really well, but most of the time they don't work that well on every photo, guys. Like I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. Just editing though right now, I already am kind of like, I don't think I would use this as like an editor. Like I wouldn't go to a coffee shop and edit on my iPad mini. I would read books on this thing probably, and then I would maybe edit some photos on it. Like if I'm on the go, if I'm like flying or something. But even if I was traveling, I'd probably use like the 11s. For editing photos, it's okay. Like it's better than a phone, but it's like All right, so this is the 12.9-inch iPad with 1 terabyte in it. It's the M1. Here it is, like, it's big, dude. I'm not gonna lie, like this is heavy. It's heavy, it's big, it's beautiful, but I don't want to carry it. I don't want to hold it. You know, I wouldn't want to read on this thing. And when it hits the desk, it's like, it's plopping down. It ain't going nowhere. So that's why I like the 12.9-inch to work from, because it feels like it's like a work machine. It's like there. And the also thing I like about the 12.9-inch is I use it actually for an external monitor on my computer. And so that's why I have like these magnets on the back of it, is because I stick it to these magnets by my computer and it's like an external monitor. And I use it as that too. All right, so let's edit a photo without using one of my presets. This one is a picture of my friend Cassandra. Okay, yeah, so this one's pretty backlit, so I'm just gonna kind of like raise the shadows. That's nice. I'll put a little S curve in here. I always like to bring up the blacks just a little bit, not too much. I got a little S curve in there, nothing crazy. I mean, cool thing about this 12.9 is you can really just get in there. But if you only want to get the most out of like the resolution of the 12.9-inch iPad, you can go to this little cloud icon right here and type and hit get this original. And it will start downloading the original photo. And that way you can really like zoom in and really like see all the detail of your photo. So now that we have like the original photo, we can really like get in there. And this is the A7 III, so imagine the A7R5. And see all the beautiful things. This is a photo I did with some lady with a big red dress. Let's try a preset from my wedding preset pack. And it's also on my website if you guys want to check it out. This is my bread and butter, so let's try Tropical Vows. So Tropical Vows is really punchy. Like I've used like the S curves and the colors to get like this really punchy, vibrant, crisp preset. I use it for my wedding photos and it's fire. That already looks pretty dope. Very vibrant. I might change the vibrancy of it just a little bit. It's a little too colorful. But man, that already looks really good. For this photo, I don't know what else I would do. Like I said, I could also add another mask. I like adding masks to kind of emulate like sunlight coming in or something. So I always kind of do this, and then I just kind of brighten it up just a little bit and then warm it up just a little bit. Also because I'm getting like a split toning effect, so I'm getting like this warm, cool thing going on. Bam, bam. I mean, splash, dude. I don't even know how to probably change this to like Instagram format. Put her in the center, put her eyes right on that line. And then I'd probably just add like a vignette on here. I mean, boom. That's crisp. Look at that. That is super crisp. So that's like with my preset. All right, so this is a photo of my friend Ryder at sunset, and I love this photo. This photo is one of my favorite, dude, for sure. So let's put on one of my presets. Let's do Let's do Lux. I mean, it already looks bomb on this one. So Lux is like a very, like I said, punchy, vibrant, deluxe preset. So on this one, like I'm not really doing that much. I'm just kind of, and this is why you need Lightroom presets, okay? Because like when you start editing a lot of photos, you just want to slap a preset on most of them and then to kind of adjust them. You definitely don't want to be the person that's like editing each individual photo. It's just a waste of time, dude. And a lot of time when I'm like shooting the photo, I'm trying to shoot it in a way I don't have to edit too much. Like it's best to get it good in the camera, you know what I'm saying? But look at that. Look at that. That's so beautiful, so punchy. I love this photo. She's beautiful. Whoa. All right, so I just did a little test of all the different iPads, editing on them, and kind of gave you some of my stream of thoughts when I was doing it. But now let's talk about each of them and who I'd recommend it for. All right, let's start with the iPad mini. Actually, this one is actually like my least favorite to edit photos on. Honestly, like it's nice, it's cool. It just kind of like, it's too small. I feel like I'm cramped. I don't feel like I can edit photos. I mean, like I said, if I was traveling and I just wanted to like an e-reader that also is a photo editor, hell yeah. Like if I'm at home reading manga and then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll edit some photos a little bit. Boom, this one, travel. Anyone who's like always on the go, maybe you have to ride public transportation. Professional photographers, sure, you can get this one. As long as there's multiple uses for it, but I don't recommend it for editing photos at all. All right, let's move up the ladder to the iPad Air. Now, I mean, this one's like, it's kind of like the jack of all trades. What I like about the iPad Air is honestly, it's just affordable. That's it. It's affordable and it gets it done. Like, nah, the display is not the best. It is a little more clunky. It's a little slower, you know, than the iPad Pro. Like, if you are like really heavily invested into photography and you're a super professional, this one would be cool just to like have around and maybe edit some photos on it every so often. But also other use cases for it, like you could use it as, you know, a reader, whatever else you use iPads for. I feel like this is the really good iPad if you're on a budget. This is the budget iPad because you can get the same value from the 11 Pro, but you're getting it like 1/4 of the cost. And it's fine, it's great. I mean, I still use this one at home. I keep this one by my TV. And if I just want to edit some photos while I'm watching movies, I will pick this one up. But like I said, with the iPad Air, it's not a workhorse. I wouldn't use it to export a large quantity of photos. It's too slow. It feels slow and clunky when it comes to exporting, even compared to the 12.9, which has the same processor in it. So it's just a little slower. But yeah, I recommend this one to students, people on a budget. It works, dude. It gets the job done. All right, now for this like 11 Pro, like it's surprisingly just really nice. Like it just feels deluxe. I mean, just holding it feels nice. Like I just feel nice holding it. Like it's just a nice piece of tech. Like I feel like this is like the nicest iPad I've ever touched. Like the screen just feels so luxurious. Like looking at this black and white photo on this screen is just like, whoa. It just looks so crisp. And this thing's blazing fast. But as far as like working goes, I would only use this if I was like traveling or at home. I wouldn't like sit down to edit like a wedding album on it. Like I would just casually edit on it. So, but it's beautiful. It's amazing. If you just like want to casually edit photos, the thing about the 11 Pro is I used to use it as like a laptop replacement. Like I used to put a Magic Keyboard on it, but I don't recommend that at all. In fact, this is the MacBook Air right now, and this thing is fire, dude. Like this thing weighs, like they weigh like the same. Like as the 12.9-inch iPad like weighs the same as this. So when I'm traveling, iPad Air all day, dude. iPad Air all day, every day. Like this is the best for traveling. But if I was like traveling for a long period of time and I needed like an editing setup, dude, I would have my MacBook and then I'd have this as like a side monitor. So I could like sit here and like have it like this, like a dual monitor setup and just bang out projects like that. And since it's so thin, I could throw this in my bag and not worry about it because it's like twice as, it feels, well, I wouldn't say twice as light, but it feels a lot lighter than this one. So the MacBook Air and this brand new iPad Air would be a fire combo for any travel content creators, honestly. All right, so the 12.9 obviously is like my workhorse. Like this bad boy gets stuff done. When I need to edit photos, this is what I go to. but I would not take this in my bag places. Like I may go to the coffee shop, but like it's huge, dude. I would not travel with this thing. It's clunky, it's big, it's too much. I see this as like an external monitor for my computer that I also can edit photos off and like be portable. But as far as like editing photos as a photographer, if you edit a lot of photos and you have to like actually get work done, then get the 12.9. Easy investment, super easy investment. If you're an artist, super easy investment. See, like it just feels like I'm at a work screen. Comparing this to the 11 inches, it's like the 11 inch is like more of an all-arounder. Like if I was lightly editing photos and using it for other tasks that I really liked, like content or whatever, I'd get the 11 because you can take it with you. You can sit on the couch with it. You can edit photos on it. You know, it's way more just user friendly. This one's more just like, let's get it done, you know? So for me, like for my personal preference, I am just gonna stick to the 12.9 inch iPad, and I'm gonna have the iPad Air as like my sit at home, maybe I'll use a couple times a week type of thing. Just cause it's super inexpensive and it's just, I don't have to think about it. I'm not gonna get the brand new 11 Pro. I'm probably gonna take this one back just because it's really nice and it's beautiful, and it probably wouldn't get much use out of it. Like if I'm gonna work, I'm gonna use this. And if I'm at home, you know, binging some anime and like eating ice cream and maybe editing photos, I'll just use my iPad Air. I have no idea what I would do with this. Like, someone comment down below what you use this thing for. I just feel like this would just collect dust. That's it. That's all this would do, is collect dust. All right, well, that's it for this video. I hope it answers some questions. I hope you guys can make an informed purchasing decision right now. If you want to support the channel, go check out those presets that I were using. It's my Lightroom beginner starter pack presets. They're fire, dude. Just gonna say, if you want to edit banging photos, those presets are fire, and they're only $5 and it helps support the channel, so you know what to do already. All right, well, that's it for this, guys. I'll come back next week with some more, I don't know, cinematic content, but for now I had to make a purchase decision and I'm sticking with my 12.9. Let's go. Peace.